I don't know about you at home, but we're having a good time right now. We're back now with Diane Lane and Chloë Sevigny. They're part of the all-star cast in the new series Feud, Capote versus the Swans. It is great to have you both here on GMA.
We love our Swans.
I know. An embarrassment of riches right now. Ooh, lush.
Delicious.
This is delicious is the word that I used as well. A star-studded cast. For those who do not know about the Swans, Chloë, just explain who they are and how compelling.
Well, like you said, it's called Truman versus the Swan, or Capote versus the Swans. And Truman Capote, a famous author, liked to collect beautiful, intelligent, charismatic women.
Powerful women.
Powerful women, and he christened them his swans.
Yeah. And that was his name for them.
Yes.
But he befriended them, but then maybe not so much.
Well, at the end, it was a long and illustrious friendship that he had with them. And they supported him and nurtured him, and it was a mutual relationship. But then...
And this was the creme de la creme of New York City society. Or society. Your character, Slim Keith, was dubbed the original California girl because she was so stunning and so stylish. I was reading her bio on Wikipedia.
She discovered Betty Bacall.
I mean, unbelievable. Her story is a story in and of itself. Had to be really
book.
Yes. I was reading that. I mean, there's a separate movie here, but. So playing that must have been fantastic, and then playing opposite Tom Hollander, who really sort of embodied Truman.
When we were doing some promotion work together, I thought, nice to meet you, Tom, because he'd been Capote the whole time, it seemed to me.
Yeah.
He was really embodying it, yeah.
And staying in character like that.
He really led the charge on set. We were all just so in awe of him and his spirit.
He kept us laughing. He's very, I think he enjoyed himself.
He was here earlier in the week. And
great.
And he was telling us about that.
Love it.
I don't want to wait a second more. We've got a delicious little clip right here. Yeah. Enjoy.
Yes, you have something pithy to say?
Not sure how pithy it is, but man to man, there was a certain truth to it all, wasn't there? That's why everyone is so furious.
Careful.
Don't tell me to be careful in my own LA, darling. Truman was right about Bill Paley. Sure, it wasn't his place to splay it out in public, but he was right.
Maybe there are strands of truth. Of course, I'm not going to defend Bill Paley. Nevertheless, Truman hurt Babe.
Oh.
So that was day one for us.
That was day one, yes.
That was day one for us.
Horses, cold.
It was a lot going on.
Never know.
I know, just jumping right in like that. Like you said, it was a star-studded cast all the way through. You had a chance also to work with Molly Ringwald.
Yes. Molly, I will say, I love all of my swans, but Molly really was it shook me. The first day we sat down to do a scene together, I started crying uncontrollably. And Tom was like, "Are you okay, Chloe? What's going on?" I was like, "It's Molly. She's here." I just, as a teenager, she meant so much to me, and I had her picture on my wall. I was such a fan. I knew all of her movies by heart. I couldn't believe I was just sitting there with her, looking at her.
I love that.
It was so moving. I had never been that overwhelmed working with any actor in my 30-year career. I was just taken over. It was surprising.
Well, she's going to be here tomorrow.
Ooh.
Okay, so is there something we should ask her? Is there something that you think that we should know?
I would ask her if she could reimagine her Pretty in Pink prom dress. How would she design it?
Of course you would ask that. Yes, I love that. I love that. That is so you.
That is so funny. I think the casting was also great for you, Chloe, because you play CZ Guest, who is such an icon, and Molly plays Joanne Carson. Joanne Carson. So tell us a little bit about the pressure to play. These are real women. I mean, we just heard the voices, very affected, very sort of upper class. Was there pressure to get it right?
Oh, always. Whenever you're playing, a real person, there's a certain responsibility, pressure to their loved ones, their friends, people who remember them a certain way, and we just have to tell ourselves that we are doing an interpretation, and we hope we can capture something of their spirit, and a lot of that was in the writing through our great writer, Robbie Bates, and of course, we had so much help with the costumes and our hair and makeup. We had teams and teams of people to hopefully turn us into these glamorous, beautiful creatures.
Did you feel the same way?
Well, yes, and Gus Van Sant encouraging us and saying, yes, I think you got that. And, you know, he was very comforting as a director and just a thrill to work with, so.
Before we go, just want to remember Treat Williams.
Oh, please.
Such a loss, and we were talking to Tom about it earlier.
I got to meet Pam and Gil and Eleanor the other night at the premiere. It was so sweet to meet.
His family.
His family came to support
because he passed away before he had the chance to see this work, and Tom said he's so good in it. He plays Bill Paley. We just heard you two talking about maybe not being so happy with his character. But you, as a New Yorker, you sort of grew up a little bit witnessing some of this life.
Well, he was such a joyous man. And his joy will linger with us forever. But one of the first memories I have of being incredibly intimidated, like we were talking about, at a party, I think it was 1979, and Liza Minnelli was dating Baryshnikov at the time.
Oh,
and
wow.
Lucille Ball was there, and I just wanted to blinky, blinky, blink, blinky, blinky, blink, get close to Lucille Ball. And in walks Treat Williams, and I had auditioned for Milos Forman to try to be like a 12-year-old hippie hanging along maybe in the cast of Hair, but he was the it guy. He had just, I mean, he had the chest hair and he had the long hair and he was bringing it from Hair still. Everybody was like, look at this guy, he's got a career. He came walking in the room and he's like, I know, and look at me now. And we were just like high-fiving because I was 14 and he was like 25. And so funny,
That's
right?
That's a good memory. That's a good
very
memory.
Sweet memory.
All right.
But he remembered it too.
Okay, before we go, I have to ask one more question here because the fashion is just, okay. You're in the Fashion Hall of Fame, darling.
Thank you.
All right,
Amazing.
so were you able to keep any, or did you bring some of your own?
It's amazing that so much of that old vintage is now owned by museums, so it's very hard to track down. So some of it was rented, some of it was loaned from different boutiques and stuff, and we unfortunately couldn't bring anything home.
No?
Darn it.
Oh.
Also, sometimes those things are a little bit haunted. After you portray a character in them and you think you're going to want to wear it again, you're like,
Not so much.
That's my experience. I'm just saying for me.
Yeah.
I get that.
I'd keep it all. I'd keep it all if I could.
You can pull it out.
Bring on the ghosts.
Give me that YSL.
That's why you're in the Hall of Fame of Fashion. You both are a sheer delight and a force of
Great
nature,
to see you
both of you.
again.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
See you in the morning
FX
with you.
Feud, Capote versus the Swans premieres Wednesday, January 31st, 10 p.m. on FX, streams the next day on Hulu. Happy belated birthday! Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff here. So go on, click the subscribe button right over here to get more of awesome videos and content from GMA every day, anytime. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the morning on GMA.